Cinema folks? How you live? Welcome back to the Classics, the Cinematic Movie Podcast. It takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, of course, the BeatNetworkOnline.com and the Beat Network app on Amazon. I am Jay Alonzo. With me, let's do that again. I am Jay Alonzo, and with me is a special guest, is my boo, Miss Anyika Hunt is with us today. What's up, girl?
Hey, babe.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Tired because the Cine folks will know that prior to getting on the show tonight, recording tonight, I took a nice trip down Dance Fit Lane tonight, and
yeah.
I'm sweaty. I'm still sweaty, but that's neither here nor there.
So
yeah, it's neither here nor there. But Dave's on vacation, so shout out to Dave. How's your week been going?
Hey, Dave. Huh?
How's your week?
Busy. My week has been very busy, but productive. Yes.
Word. Now, we watched this movie together.
Yeah.
But not necessarily together. We were kind of like, like it was a synced up FaceTime movie night.
Yes.
And we watched it from an app. But whatever. The Golden Globes took place the past weekend. Shout out to Daniel Kaluuya, who won Best Supporting Actor for Judas and Black Messiah. Shout out to Andra Day. Yeah, it's a great movie. Shout out to Andra Day, who won Best Actress for the United States of Billie Holiday. Soul took home Best Animated Feature. Love that movie as well.
I love that movie.
And Best Comedy went to Borat. So I'm looking forward to what the Oscars is going to do. Also, myself and Duval will be doing an Oscar prediction show. Very likely it'll be the same weekend when the Oscars announce the actual nominations, which I believe is on the 15th. So look out for that video. It'll be me and Duval with a special guest as well on that show. Gonna be very dope. It'll be happening while Dave is gone. Dave was gone all month, so you got Jay and Jay's guests for the entire month of March, including today's guest, the beautiful Anyika Hunt. So, let's see. So we can get right into this. Probably there's really no trailers to watch. Well, no, take it back. The Without Remorse trailer came out today, but we'll skip that for now. And that's basically it.
Yep.
Yeah. So you ready to get
still haven't watched Tom and Jerry yet.
We have not watched Tom and Jerry yet, and we will watch Tom and Jerry very soon, as soon as possible, for sure. Today's movie is a very confusing one, but it is a cult classic amongst Christopher Nolan fans, amongst fans who like mind-bending science fiction. I don't know if you can really call it science fiction, more like a thriller, if you will, but it's just, it's wild how the movie kind of plays out. I'm talking about Memento, original release date, March 16th of 2001, shares opening weekend with Elling, Enemy at the Gates, and Exit Wounds. I've seen none of these except Exit Wounds.
I haven't seen any except for Memento.
Oh, cool. Production budget was $4.5 million. Box office total of $40 million. 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Is that fair?
Is that good or bad? I'm always confused with that.
Well, 100% will be like it's certified fresh, right?
Oh,
so,
okay.
Like having a good grade in school. You know, once you're at the 90% percentile of anything,
you're at an A.
It's a good thing.
Okay.
So tell me about the first time you saw Memento, and how many times did it take you to get through it?
I had to watch it twice. The very first time that I watched it, I had to watch it again because I was so confused because I just couldn't get it. I couldn't understand it, so I had to watch it again.
Really?
Yeah.
First time I seen this movie, I was way younger for sure. I was already heavily into movies for sure. But the first time I seen this movie, and then I remember I want to say I was getting into weed at the time. So so I remember like kind of probably smoking or something, and I'm watching. I'm like,
oh no,
I'm genuinely confused. I have no idea what's going on. But this is the kind of movie that Christopher Nolan is fantastic with doing. He's good at putting together these stories that you have to watch more than once, so you can really get a grasp on what you're watching and truly understand the story he's trying to put together for you. And Memento being like almost the first one out the gate to truly, bro, I'm lost. I'm so lost watching this movie. And so even what we watched it, Tuesday. We watched it on Tuesday as we record the show today. This had to have been the third time we've tried to watch this movie since we knew we were doing this movie.
Yes. No, second. We only. Oh wait, no. Yeah, second. We watched it twice. Well, we tried to watch it once and we didn't make it, and then we watched it.
And we couldn't get past the opening credits.
The first time.
The first time, which is designed beautifully, like as far as like the picture that's kind of going back to I guess the negatives when we take pictures from like a camera like that. But we finally got through it. And I can say before we get to the movie, Memento is perfection at its finest. It's a movie that, you know, it really does test your knowledge and your skills as a moviegoer to really like understand, you know?
Yeah.
What Chris Nolan's like trying to give you. And I commend you as well because there's certain parts in the movie where, you know, you would ask me about something and I didn't really get it. So my initial response was, but you picked up on things I didn't pick up on, probably because I was tired too, but you picked up on things that I didn't pick up on. So
I really like this movie and I've seen it like maybe 4 or 5 times. I even have it on DVD.
So this is the first movie that you can honestly say, like, no, he didn't get it. I got it.
I got it.
Pat yourself on the back. Hey. Hey. So, all right, let's kick off Memento here. Memento does start off with, like I said in the opening credits, it starts with a Polaroid photograph of a dead man. Now, the movie itself is told technically backwards, but then again, it really has no set kind of chronological order. It goes backwards, it goes forwards. You know, these stories intertwine with another story. The plot twists within itself. It's one of those like you literally have to watch the movie a few times to truly get it. You know?
Yeah.
So this movie opens up with the Polaroid photograph of a dead man, and the sequence plays backwards. So you see the negative, or what was once the picture, now being reverted back to the negative. And that was a while. You caught chips. I saw that. And that will blow your mind off top. Like, oh, the picture is going back to its negative. Okay, cool, bet.
Right.
Now the photo, it reverts back to its underdeveloped state, and entering the camera before the man is actually shot in the head. And this entire sequence is playing in reverse to where we see our guy Pierce or Lenny, and all the things that he's doing is now reversing back, like the gun going back into his hand, which is cool because the filmmaking kind of goes, it's kind of a precursor of what's to come later on when it comes to Chris Nolan movies like with Inception or Tenet, and how he loves to play with time. So for you, how did that opening sequence for you kind of have you like, I get it, but I need to know more?
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it's like. What is going on? What happened? Why is he getting shot? Or why are we going backwards? That whole part.
And you ask a lot of questions during movies, like a lot, like a whole lot. So for the question to be very, very small and like, oh, yeah, I'll go with that. It was cool. I commend you. I really do commend you. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I can say this to you as we record the show. You asked another question. So
I do. A lot.
So the black and white sequences, they begin with Leonard Shelby, played by Guy Pearce. He's a former insurance investigator in a motel room speaking to an unknown caller. Now, the majority of this movie is him basically, it cuts to scenes of him being on this phone, right?
Right.
So really, when you think about it, let's just say hypothetically he doesn't have this head injury. This it's not necessarily amnesia. He has long-term memory, it's not short-term memory.
Right.
So let's say he didn't have this issue in the movie. He would literally be sitting there having a conversation for 2 hours. And this movie has nothing going for it. But he has an anterograde amnesia and is unable to store recent memories, which that has to suck. The result of an attack by about 2 men. Now, Leonard, he does explain that he killed the attacker who raped and strangled his wife. Good for him. You know what I'm saying? I would do the same for you. I would lose my memory, the whole nine. But a second clubbed him and escaped. The police didn't. They didn't accept that there was a second attacker. So to the police, they always thought there was just one attacker, right? Leonard he investigates using notes, Polaroid photos, and then he eventually puts tattoos on his body. So to you, seeing that he has all these clues or things that he will never forget tatted on his body, that's another level of amnesia. I'm like, that's extreme. What do you say?
You know what? To me, I mean, I know why they did what they did in order to make the movie, flow the way that it flowed. But I just think, like, man, like, why he didn't, like, record himself? Why didn't he take different steps in order to make sure that all these things were in line? Because to me, it was just like, okay, so I'm just going to put on a random tattoo. Like, to me, I feel like everything was kind of random. Like, it could just be made as something else. Like, how was he saying that he was being so organized? But to me, it was like chaotic. That's why it was so easy for him.
Don't forget, it's 2001, so smartphones aren't necessarily a thing yet.
I'm not even saying a smartphone. He had a Polaroid camera. There's some kind of
there's no video camera technique on a Polaroid camera. It's the shot and move on. That's all you got.
No, but I'm saying, like, there's a Polaroid camera out there. I know there's a video camera in this time frame.
I don't
know. I just felt like it was it wasn't neat and organized the way that he was saying he was keeping himself organized. To me, it wasn't organized. Anybody could have threw in things, but I know he said he only trusts his handwriting, blah, 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 blah.
True.
But
now, I still don't. He makes he makes it known that the second attacker is named John G, right?
John.
And or James G, if you will. Now, see, that name will kind of come back around later on in the movie. Excuse me. Leonard recalls Sammy Jenkins, another anterograde amnesiac, and his insurance industry days, right? So we know going to this part that Leonard at one point was an insurance adjuster, salesman, something. He worked in insurance.
Right.
And after tests confirmed that Sammy's inability to learn tasks through repetition, Leonard believed that his condition was at best psychological and perhaps faked, and turned down his insurance claim. So, which is wild because motherfuckers do that. People really do like kind of try to con the insurance man.
Yeah.
When they are the insurance man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Sammy's distraught wife really asked Sammy to administer his insulin shots for her for her diabetes, hoping he would remember and would stop himself from giving her a fatal overdose. However, Sammy continued to administer the injections after his wife died, and his wife died. So that scene is wild, right? Because Sammy's wife is literally sacrificing herself just to get Sammy to remember.
Right. But I think she was kind of at that point where she was like, she can't continue to live like this. She was just kind of over it. She couldn't continue to see him this way, but she felt like that he was still in there somewhere. And I think she was just to that point where I want to be with him, but I can't be with him this way. So I can't do anything to myself. So let me try to make him, I don't know. But she knew going into this plan that if she failed, she would die. You know what I'm saying? And she still did it anyways. I mean, so I think point, to this point where she was like, I'm out. I'm ready.
I'm gonna go anyway. So I'm trying to get something back to most, because like when she asked for the first dosage, it's like, okay. And then asked for it again. I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute.
This is where we going.
Like we're taking it here. The color sequences are shown. Oh, let's talk about my guy Joey Pants in this movie.
Teddy.
Isn't he John G? Technically?
Teddy, yes.
Teddy, right? Lenny. He is immediately introduced in this movie as a snake. He looks like a snake. He acts like a snake. He's a damn snake. Period.
Yeah.
Fast talking, charismatic. He looks like a snake for sure. The color sequences are shown in reverse chronologically, which is weird to explain because a lot of shit does play backwards and a lot of shit does play forward. A lot of shit literally cross each other, and you're just left to kind of figure it out. And that's like one of the best things about Chris Nolan movies. He literally makes like live puzzles for you as the viewer need to figure out. You know, mm-hmm. In the story's chronology, Leonard self-directly gets a tattoo of John G's license plate. The 3 facts about him, little quotes about it. Finding a note in his clothes, he meets Natalie, played by Carrie-Anne Moss, who's a bartender and who resents Leonard because he wears the clothes and drives the car of her boyfriend, Jimmy Grant's. After understanding Leonard's condition, she uses it to get Leonard to drive a man named Dodd out of town and offers to run the license plate as a favor. Meanwhile, Leonard meets with the contact, Teddy, and who helps with Dodd, but warns about Natalie. The Natalie scene, right? When she literally figures out exactly what he has, knowing she can do anything and she can say anything, there's a good chance he will not remember, right? Mm-hmm. So the way that this scene plays out to where she comes in, gives him some bullshit story, right? And then kind of belittles him, berates him. Like you can't remember shit. I can tell you anything and we'll still be friends. I can tell you your wife's a whore and we'll still be friends in 15 seconds. Like, whoa, you're really saying some fucked up shit, you know? And so when she says these things, these evil, foul, like horrible things, goes outside for like 10 seconds and then walks right back in there with a whole new story. And that's when I really, really felt bad for this dude. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's hard to say he's a good guy because you don't really know if he's a good guy or not. You just know he's out for his revenge and his wife was killed, right? Mm-hmm. But to know that you have this condition now, really of no fault of your own, just, you know, you defending your spouse and then this happened to you. Right. You have this condition now, like, I kind of feel bad for you now because it's like you have long-term memory. You can remember something long-term, but I say something to you right now and I will remember in 15 seconds. Like, That sucks.
Right.
That 100% sucks. So when she pulls that move, I legit felt bad for Lenny at that time. Well, you.
Yeah, I hated her at that point. Like I wanted to beat her up myself. Like I couldn't believe it. But I knew she was no good. Like I knew it, but I didn't know why. But I knew she was up to something. But I hated her from when she spit in his drink and all of that. That's when I felt bad for him. I was like, oh my God, like people can do these type of things to like, man, that sucks.
Well, at least we know who's not that girl for sure.
No.
That chick report.
No.
So Leonard finds that he had previously annotated his Polaroids with Teddy, warning himself to not trust him, which is for a guy like Teddy, you must remind yourself that cat right there, I can't rock with that cat right there. Some bottoms is just off, you know. Natalie provides Leonard with the driver's license for a John Edward Gamble, Teddy's full name, right? Confirming that Leonard's information on John G and his warnings. Leonard drives Teddy to an abandoned building, leading to the opening where he shoots him. How did you feel about the Teddy character?
You know, after I kind of figured out that, because at first I kept thinking like he was the bad guy. I mean, I think they're all the bad guys, but like I thought like he was out to get him, or he was out to do something to him. So I thought he was the bad guy. But then turns around, Natalie was the bad guy, and he was trying to get him to get out of town and to, you know, get away from her. So I was like, okay, so he kind of cool. Like, you know, like I felt bad for him, especially after, you know, he kills him. I'm like, man, that was your homie. Like,
that would be your partner, though.
Do that?
Right.
But you know, I guess he was just he just hated everything that he told him about himself and everything that he told him that he did, and he just didn't want to believe that, and he wanted to keep going.
In the final black and white sequence that's prompted by the dude that Leonard's talking to on the phone, Leonard meets with Teddy. Obviously, the same reverses again, and another take on that scene. Leonard meets with Teddy and an undercover officer who has found Leonard's John G. Jimmy, and directs Leonard to the abandoned building where when Jimmy arrives, Lenny strangles him basically, and takes a Polaroid photo of the body. As the photo develops, so it's the same transition from the movie's first opening when he wants to develop the Polaroid, and as the photo develops, the black and white transition to the final color sequence, Leonard swaps clothes with Jimmy, which I thought was an interesting case because how did you get this suit? Where'd the suit come from?
Right.
So he swaps clothes with Jimmy, and hearing him whisper "Sammy," like, oh shit. As Leonard has only told Sammy's story to those he has met, he suddenly doubts Jimmy's role completely. So it was made to believe that dude had said something to Leonard, and he realized, how would he know that? You know what I'm saying? Granted, how would you know that? Because your memory ain't worth a damn either. So, but the way things play out in this movie, it's left to leave you like, how did he know that? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because he met him before.
Exactly. So Teddy arrives and asserts that Jimmy was John G. But when Leonard is undeterred, Teddy claims that he helped him kill the real attacker a year ago. So I've been knowing you for some time now, and he's been using Leonard pretty much ever since. Now Teddy points out that since the named John G is common. Leonard will forget and begin again that even Teddy himself has a John G name. And further, Teddy claims that Sammy's story is Leonard's own story, a memory that Leonard repressed to escape the guilt of his wife's death. So it's fucked up how Teddy really does use this to his advantage. Like, you really can take advantage of somebody's handicap, which is horrible.
Right.
He heard about Teddy's he heard Teddy confess to the whole thing. And then Leonard burns the photograph of a dead Jimmy. And in a monologue at the end, he explains that he is willing to lie to himself in order to get justice against anyone who has wronged him. And he therefore targets Teddy by ordering a tattoo of Teddy's license plate and writing a note to himself that Teddy is not to be trusted, and so that he will mistake Teddy for John G and kill him.
Which he does.
And Leonard drives off in Jimmy's car, confident that despite this lie, he will retain enough awareness of the world that to know that his actions have consequences. So it's kind of left with an open-ended thing, because, you know, all right, so you got your man. You got the guy you're looking for. But what's to become of you now?
Well, how it ends is how it actually begins.
Mm-hmm.
So to us, we already seen all of that play out, but we didn't know how it started. So it ends how it starts. He throws his keys, he jumps in the guy's car, and he stops to get that very first tattoo that we saw him taking off at the hotel room, right?
Yeah.
So I just think it was so cool how all of that was, like, you know, put together. The fake phone call with Teddy, you know, explaining all of this, how he became who he is, and the whole Sammy thing. And like, that's why I love this movie, because I just thought it was so dope the way that it was put together. It was just, it's a movie that actually, like me, I hate movies. You know that. I hate movies. I hate anything long. I like something quick, to the point, that's going to make me laugh. I don't want to think too hard. And this is one of those movies that makes me put down my phone. Like, I have to actually focus in order to watch this movie, or it would just be a waste.
Well, since we do like the movie a whole lot, let's get into some takeaways. All right, so
take it away.
Anyika Hunt being our guest on the show today, let's start it off with you. Who's getting your That Guy Award?
Well, you know, Leonard he's just super cute and sweet to me, and I feel so bad for him.
You just like the white boy with blonde hair. Who cares?
A little bit, just in this movie, not in real life. But I think my guy is actually going to be Teddy. I think Teddy's going to be my guy. Teddy's going to be my guy because, I mean, he is a little ruthless and a little cutthroat, but then he actually had Leonard's like, he had good intentions for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was all like, everybody in this whole movie was no good, but there was some good in it, you know, like deep down,
right,
for him.
That's your girl.
The wife of Sammy Jenkins, was that his name? Jenkins, yeah. Jenkins. I'll have her, because there wasn't too many women in this movie, and what was her name? Natalie was scum. So I'll go with the wife.
All right.
Yeah.
That Full Award.
I guess Natalie. She's a fool. I'm gonna give it to her.
Okay. Fool. Cut that out.
I would cut out the wife killing herself bit. Like, I think they could have figured that out some other type of way. I mean, to have him kill her and then be in a home like that all like all of that just sucks so bad. Like I would definitely cut that out.
Does it hold up?
Yeah.
Will it hold up? Like, will it continue to hold up?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is like one of those movies, like for it to be running on the app right now and to be, popular and to be watched like this is just one of those movies that you see and you're like, oh, let me watch this again because I remember watching it, blah blah blah, a long time ago, and like I think yes.
And iconic scene.
That what we were talking about, that whole trippy where she comes in and she's like super cool, asking him questions and saying you can stay here, and then she walks back in and is like a whole crazy person, and then walks back in with a whole nother story. Like that was wild.
For me, my that guy award is going to go to Teddy. Teddy is the one that in a way carries this movie. He's charismatic, he's a dick, he is more or less having fun at Leonard's expense. And his handicap. And I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? enough entertainment for me. That chick award is gonna go to Leonard's wife because you set that man up to just do the most wildest shit. So that's cool. Make sure rest in peace. That Fool Award.
Ooh.
I was gonna give it to Leonard, but I'm gonna give it to Jenkins. Right?
Oh.
And it's kind of weird.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that I'm giving it to Jenkins, with all things considered. But I don't believe he was that far gone to where he didn't pick up on the signs that his wife was trying to kill herself.
He didn't. He was oblivious. He could only hold memories for 3 seconds. He could not pick up on that within 3 seconds.
Nah. I wasn't buying it. Fool. Cut that out. I'm gonna go with yours. I'm gonna say the actual wife attempting suicide by way of Jenkins. I thought that was wild thing to even do. And the burden that somebody could put on somebody for even doing that's like, nah, I'm good. Does it hold up? Yes, it does. Because a movie like this, told the way it's told, you have to watch it more than once to really get it. So does it hold up now? It does. Will it hold up in the future? That remains to be seen. But I feel like if you like watching a movie that you have to kind of put together the pieces yourself as you kind of go through them, a movie like this is fantastic. I would easily put this on, or if it's already on, I'm like cleaning the crib or something, I'm gonna watch the movie.
Right. But to me, this isn't a movie you could clean to, like, because as soon as it comes on and I start watching it, next thing I know, I'm like this. Wow. Can't even move. I'm stuck now. I'm stuck.
And lastly, iconic scene is gonna be the stealing of Jimmy's clothes. I'm like, oh, so that's how you got the suit. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. I can rock with that. Okay. Quick hits. There we go. I'm just getting to my quick hits tab here. All right. Quick hits. Here we go. The medical condition experienced by Linda in this film is a real condition called anterograde amnesia, the inability to form new memories after damage to the hippocampus.
Hip hop hooray! Oh,
public school. Cool. During the 1960s, doctors treated some forms of epilepsy by removing parts of the hippocampus, resulting in the same memory problems. All right. Christopher Nolan's script was based on his brother Jonathan Nolan's story, Memento Mori. However, the screenplay is still considered original rather than adapted because Jonathan's story wasn't published until after the film was completed. Excuse me. The film took 25 days to shoot.
25.
25
Is that
days.
a lot?
No, that's nothing. Most movies take about 3 months to shoot. Yeah. So that was interesting how you can do this kind of movie in 25 days. Here we go. Where we at? All right. Stephen Tobolowsky has stated during his audition for Sammy, he had mentioned to Christopher Nolan that he had experienced amnesia personally. A few years earlier, he was given an experimental painkiller that induced amnesia for a surgery he had undergone. Tobolowsky said it may have helped him get the part because no other actor would likely have had his first-hand experience with amnesia.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Let me see. The film's subject matter was conceived of when Christopher Nolan was joined by his brother Jonathan on a late summer cross-country road trip. As Christopher, who was moving to Los Angeles, and Jonathan had time before returning to his studies at Georgetown to spend time with his brother and help with the move. By the time they arrived in LA, the entire screenplay had been stated out loud between the brothers. Mm. And let me see, I'll probably do one more here. And yeah, we'll do one more. Guy Pearce was originally 230 pounds before the movie was made and lost all of the weight within a few months.
What?
Guy Pearce was heavy.
What? That's Leonard?
That's Leonard. That's Lenny. Lenny! Yeah, that's Lenny.
Well, come through with the abs then, sir.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So that's Memento. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Let's see. Anyika, you have anything you want to
promote? Well, I have some community events coming up. If you find me on Instagram, which is Dance Fit with a Hunt. No, is it Dance Fit? Dance Fitness.
It's Dance Fit. Yeah.
Dance Fit with a Hunt. You can just click on my link tree and and the link is there under community events. It's free for the community. It's going to be a workout class this week. Next week it's going to be a dance class. It's free. It's fun. Just a way to give back to the community, help everybody get fit and healthy. And I think that's it.
And let the people know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram. Again, it's Dance Fit with a Hunt. And I'm on Facebook, Anyika Hunt. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Well, yeah. Of course.
Sorry.
Here, Dave is
Where can they find you?
All over the place. Right now I'm doing the show. Dave is on vacation, so normally it's myself and Danger Neff who was Bachelor Classics. The Facebook group, Bachelor Classics, a movie talk group, is up and popping. Go ahead, jump on in there, join the conversation. It's so much fun. Like I said earlier, myself and Duval will be doing an Oscar prediction show. Anyika may pop in on that one too, probably, depending on what movie we're talking about. And yeah, besides that, you can find me on all the social media simply at official Jay Alonzo. That's Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And of course on Facebook, simply at Jay Alonzo. Shout out to the whole Beat Network crew. Shout out to my guy Danger Neff. Shout out to Duval. Shout out to Selena. Shout out to the whole Beat Network crew. Like I said before, shout out to all the center folks worldwide. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Once again, a huge thank you and all the love in the world to my beautiful co-host, Anyika Hunt. Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome. What about Friday?
Oh, Friday. So we'll be doing the Coming to America double feature this weekend. I'm sure, like most of you guys, will be doing the exact same thing. Come to America comes out on Friday. The sequel that took 30 plus years to make 100% in there. So we will be doing a double feature, and very likely we will be doing a review as well, myself and Miss Anyika as well. With that being said, we'll see you good folks next week. Thank you for rocking out with us on Back to Classes right here. And hey man, have a beautiful week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Love yourself, love each other. Peace.
Bye.